TubeTech preamp. Everything's good. This was a candid recording session. We didn't plan on filming, but we did on the spot. And you guys liked the last studio diary when we were testing mics, so I thought about publishing it. But this gives me the chance to show you and talk a little bit about phase and phase alignment. Because of course the three microphones were a different distance from the instruments, we had to time align in the mixing session. Not the stereo pair. That was perfect, but the SM57 being so close to the instrument actually attached to it was at a different distance from the other three microphones. And I want to show you what a massive difference makes to align that microphone to the U87s. After trying, I decided not to align the Vanguard to the U87s. This is because we positioned the Vanguard not listening to it in solo, but while monitoring all the mics. And while deciding not to align the Vanguard to the U87 could be a matter of personal taste, that tells you something I've been saying for a long time about drums and electric guitar, both multi-mic'd instrument, which is perfect phase is not necessarily the best sound. Maybe we will talk about this in depth in another video, but definitely I'm talking about this in my next upcoming course on Pro Mix Academy, how to record, mix and master alternative metal. In the end, we had to put the SM57 very low in level because it was still rattling a little bit, but the technique shown in the video is still valid if you use another microphone or an SM7 that doesn't rattle. So keep that in mind now that we are listening to the tracks in solo. So these are our tracks. You can see the two U87 here, the SM57 in the middle, and the Vanguard. Let's listen to them all together. Let me solo the two 87s. They add a really nice natural stereo ambient, and they capture a lot of low end for being that far from the instrument itself. So let me show you something really quick first. These are the two 87s. I did not touch them. As you can see, this is a stereo track, so we tracked them on a one track, on one stereo track. So I would have to split them in mono and align them individually if that was the case, but you can see how perfect they are. So let me color this track another color so you can see it better. So you can see they are perfectly aligned one to another, which tells you that I rule. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it was good positioning. They sounded really good. So these are the two 87s. Then we have the SM57. Let me put it a little higher in volume. So let's listen to it. Okay. And let me show you something really quick. So this was the SM57 not aligned, because of course it was so close to the instrument. So you can see, I'm gonna leave it at this zoom setting here. You can see this bulb goes up, and the two 87s, this is the bulb that goes up. So it's basically almost completely out of phase. And that's normal because, again, they were at different distances. But let me play you the two 87s with the SM7 not aligned. And now let's align it. So let me zoom in so you can see when I change playlist. Not aligned first. Massive difference, okay? So this is one time in which time alignment, in this case, it will be so important. Like I said, we didn't use the SM57 that much, but still, it adds some mids. We did use it, and in this case, the time alignment is like night and day. It wasn't the case for the Vanguard though, for the reasons that I mentioned. So let me color this track a different color, and let me solo the Vanguard for you. You hear, we could just use this microphone. It's so balanced, full. It has all the articulation. The Vanguard is a really nice microphone. Whether or not we want to use the stereo pair, this mic alone capture what we need from the double bass by itself. But let me play it in combination with the two 87s. I love how it sounds, but as you can see, it's not perfectly aligned. Now, as we said, that doesn't mean that sounds worse. It just means that it's not perfectly time aligned. I can try to align this one to our U87s and 57, and I can play the part now. And like I said, for my taste, I like it better when it's not aligned. So I will Ctrl-Z and put it back while we're listening to it. Keep your eyes on the green track, you will see when I move it. Okay, so when it's aligned, it has a little more bass, but it has a little more bass in that low mid range that I just don't like. I much rather prefer it when it's not aligned, when it's in the position that I originally recorded them in. And that makes sense to me because I spent time positioning that mic while monitoring everything else. All three together again, and then in the context with a scratch track. This is not a mix, of course, it was the track in session, but just so you have a general idea. The player was great. I had a great assistant. This was a fun session. And this is it for this video. I hope it was useful. I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. If you have any question, leave it in the comment down below. Check out the links in the info box down below. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. Follow Mixbus TV on Facebook and Instagram for exclusive content. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.